The FIVEAA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
What a tune. 19 minutes after 6.
Australia's Top Fuel Championship returns for the Riverbend Nationals at Shell v Powers Motorsport Park this weekend. And one of the guns, he's a star. He's a Top Fuel racing star.
Well, last time he's here, he broke a record.
He did, and he's a plumber. We call her Phil Reid. Phil, welcome.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We're looking forward to this.
Yeah, so am I. I think I'm looking forward to more than what you guys are.
I reckon you are when you're strapped to a bloody rocket that does over 500 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, well, last time we were here, we reached at the national record. So it was, I mean, it's a new facility. It's smooth. The conditions are always pretty good. And it's just, they've built it in the right space and they've built it so well that everybody can throw down and run good numbers. So hopefully we can lower it again this weekend.
Wow. Nitro, just tell us how that works. Why haven't I got that in my car?
If we put it in your car, it'll melt the engine within about probably 10 minutes.
Okay,
So
there you go.
It's a very volatile fuel.
Yep.
But funny enough, if you tip it on the ground and try and set fire to it, it'll be very hard to light. That's why we mix it with methanol. Have about 10% methanol to ignite it. But yeah, it's just an explosive fuel that, you add nitro, add chaos, but add nitro, add horsepower. So it's very unforgiving when you get it wrong.
Well, you're going at an almighty lot of rates. What's the physical sensation of it?
It's the G-force is the same as the space shuttle. So when you leave the start line, it's like the space shuttle taking off. So it throws you back in the seat very hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's nothing else on this planet like it. Fastest motorsport in the world, quickest motorsport in the world, 0 to 160 in 0.8 of a second.
That's unbelievable.
What happens if you were driving down the track and you put your arms out? You'd take off, wouldn't you?
Well, realistically, you can't because you're strapped in that well. But I have done a run where I've left my visor up on one run.
Wow.
And it tried to turn my head inside out. Got under the visor.
Oh, gee. That is unreal.
On another occasion at Willowbank Raceway in Ipswich, we're racing at night, and I hit a moth right near the finish line, about 300 miles an hour.
Wow.
And it felt like somebody hit me in the head with a hammer. I thought I hit a bird because it splattered all over the visor, but it turned out it was just a moth.
Wow.
So because I was going that fast, it was like somebody hit me in the head with a hammer.
That's ridiculous.
That is incredible, isn't it? Just on that, how does the nose of the car stay down and not take off, like Rowie was saying, like an aeroplane? How does it stay down?
We've got that big carbon fibre wing, the Aerodyne carbon fibre wing, pretty much like the rear wing puts 7 ton on the rear, the front wing will put about 4 ton of downforce on the front.
Right, gee whiz, because I always thought, why don't they rear up? Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's been a couple of instances in America where the brackets holding the wing break and the car just takes off.
What got you into this? Just a humble plumber that wants to strap himself to a bloody rocket, Phil?
And hold a national record.
Well, it's a long story, but it's a form of child abuse. My dad raced for so many years, and then I took over from him.
There you go. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree,
I love that.
Yeah, correct. Dad's got I think he's got 18 or 19 Australian titles.
Wow.
I've got 3, hoping to make it 4 this year.
Yeah, good.
But, it's always been in my blood. And like the royal family, I got an older brother, and it was put to him, did he want to drive? And he said no. So I took over the driving duties.
Next in line.
He actually tunes the car.
Oh, wow.
So between us, I don't tell him how to tune. He doesn't tell me how to drive, and it works very well.
Yeah, good.
That was a question I was going to ask. You have a run every couple of hours or so. What's happening with crew in between? How hard are they going at it?
Oh, they work the hardest. I get a good job. But they every run, we take all 8 pistons and rods out. We take the cylinder heads off. We check the crank bearings. We check every bearing in the motor. Put it all back together and go out there an hour and a half to 2 hours later and run again. So,
Mate, we can't wait.
Hard work.
It's at the Bend. It's fantastic. Now, family and that, what I love is you can walk around the paddock, you can meet the drivers and do all that sort of stuff. It's
well set up.
It's well set up, Phil.
yeah, 100%. It's you can stand at the end of my pier and watch what we're just talking about. The crew can pull the motor apart. You can see it all coming apart. You can see how everything works, and then you can stand there while we're warming up in the pits. You can stand 3 feet from it while it's idling. So, but don't forget to bring your earplugs.
Great tip,
What?
mate. That's a great
Pardon?
tip. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's all happening.
And if you're fortunate enough to come down the start line, it registers about 0.4 to 0.7 on the Richter scale for like an earthquake when we leave the start line.
Wow, that is sensational. Looking forward to it, mate. Hey, all the best too. You broke that record last
Well
time
done,
you were
Phil.
here, so go for it again. It's all happening at the Australian Top Fuel Championships at the Riverbend Nationals, Shell FIVEAA Motorsport this weekend.
Park
So
this
get
weekend,
on board because you don't want to miss this action. Phil Reid, our guest.